Hello, YouTube family. Glad to see you coming on to this channel. Welcome to the Happy Crappy Recap. Today's topic was can narcissists be faithful? And if you want to see the live stream, I'm going to put a link to it in the description. The live stream goes for an hour and we get into far more detail about the faithfulness of narcissists. But in this recap, I want to do a brief recap for those of you who can't watch a whole hour. I understand that. So, can narcissists be faithful? And the easy answer is no, right? No, they can't be faithful. But I have known narcissists who have been faithful in their marriage. One of them, until their marriage ended in divorce, when her husband cheated on her, and not just then, but cheated on her multiple times. And it could have been that they both were narcissists or, injured people. I don't know his side of the story very much, but I do know her, and she was a covert narcissist, and she was able to stay faithful because she was not interested. She was not interested in sex, you guys. Excuse me. She is not a very physical person with her husband, which was what was, very, very wrong in their marriage. And the thing that he had the most problems with was that she was not physical in their marriage. Excuse me. So, narcissists can be faithful if that's not what drives them, right? If the physical side of things does not drive them, they are not going to look to be physical with other people either. So they're not going to be cheating on their spouses or boyfriends or girlfriends. They may be more interested in the financial side of things, right? They may be driven more on by material things. And the material things is what drove her. That gave her the high that she needed, is having things and competing with the Joneses and having name brand and the nicest, the shiniest, whatever. So you could say she didn't cheat on her husband, was faithful to him. But I would tell you that she wasn't faithful to him because there are other ways that people can be faithful. And if you only use the standard of physical faithfulness, there are some narcissists that will pass that test. Here's the test they cannot pass. They are not loyal to their spouse, in that they will throw their spouse under the bus. They will share every detail, every aspect, every flaw of their spouse with other people, throwing their spouse under the bus without their spouse even knowing it, right? They'll complain about their spouse continually. They'll put down their spouse, and they also treat their spouse that way to their face. They do not see their spouse as somebody, or girlfriend and boyfriend. They do not see their partner as someone equal to them as far as intelligence, emotional IQ, physically. They are not their equal. They don't even care if their spouse, they don't care what happens to their spouse. They only care what they can use their spouse for. So as long as the spouse is useful to them, for instance, brings home the paycheck or gives them attention continually or buys them things or provides opportunities for them, then they have value for the spouse, but they do not still see the spouse as someone equal to them. And that's why they can treat their spouse badly. They don't consider that the spouse has the same level of feelings that they have. They don't think that the spouse has the same kind of insight or depth that they have. They kind of see their spouse as a monkey, as just this barbaric, very simple-minded person. Now, and it doesn't even matter if their spouse is highly decorated, highly respected, extremely successful. They still won't see their spouse as someone worthy as they are. And they may not even have a job. They may not even have the ability and the skills that their spouse has. And they'll still consider their spouse beneath them. They are not faithful intellectually. They are not faithful emotionally. They are not faithful to their spouse as far as protecting their spouse's reputation. In fact, they are pretty much the ones tearing down their own spouse's reputation, which is, I think, extremely harmful to a marriage and a relationship. Well, there's another narcissist I had discussed or mentioned in the live stream, and she also was not interested physically. I don't know of narcissistic men. I have not met a narcissist man who is not interested in physical stuff. And women generally are, they are not as driven by physical things. Although a lot of women now have, it's a myth that no women are drawn or driven by physical touch. But it seems like these two narcissists were both women, and neither of them were drawn or driven by touch. In fact, they would have been perfectly happy not ever touching. They just didn't care for it. So it drove both of their spouses actually into other relationships. One woman actually remained married until the very end, until her spouse passed away. And those are not happy marriages. And I have said this before. Just because a narcissist remains married to the bitter end doesn't mean that you missed out and they must have had a really good relationship and that this marriage lasted 50 years or whatever you want to, say is the mark of success, 25 years. They just simply had a miserable marriage that lasted. That's it. And some miserable marriages will last a lifetime. I've used examples in the past or reasons for why. One of the reasons is because the divorce would be so messy that the person divorcing the narcissist would end up losing so much money that they just stay. They stay in the marriage, but they live their separate lives, right? They put up with each other. And in fact, not only do they put up with each other, they're kind of waiting out the other person, hoping that the other person will pass away first. I have seen that. The narcissist will try to stay healthy, will keep, will take care of their health until hoping that their partner passes away before they do. It is just so crazy and bizarre, of a mindset. But narcissists will even do that. And here we are looking from the outside thinking, oh my gosh, it's been 20 years and they're still married. There must be something good inside of this marriage. No, there isn't. There's not really anything good. There may be moments of doing activities that look fun. And so they'll take a snapshot of that and post it to social media. And it looks like they're on this wonderful cruise, or they're playing tennis, or they're, whatever it might be. They're taking a hike. They're enjoying their grandchildren, right? It looks like a normal, happy life. But then the moment that snapshot is taken, it goes right back to the misery of their marriage. You guys, you are not missing out. Narcissists may appear like they're faithful to their new supply, even the new supply that they married, and it's been 10 years, and the new supply is still there, and you're thinking, holy cow, the narcissist must still be faithful. And even if the narcissist is driven physically, they're going to be looking elsewhere. If they're driven physically and you think, oh, they must have been faithful this whole time, you're deceiving yourself. They are either unfaithful physically or they're unfaithful psychologically, in that they do attack the new supply. That's just the truth of narcissists, because they don't respect, excuse me, you guys, they don't respect the new supply. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this has helped. If you want more detail into this subject, watch the live stream. I do get into other things and I do tend to get distracted. And it's all good though, because it all comes back to the narcissist and what we are dealing with. We need to seek the truth. We need to hold on to the truth. Otherwise, we will lose our sanity. So you guys, the good news is you are not like the narcissist. You do value faithfulness. You do value other people, and you don't see yourself as above everybody else. You value life. So blessings to you. Hold on to that morality. Hold on to who you really are. Have hope for the future. Know that because you have this goodness inside of you, you get a chance at a real joy in your future. Joy that's everlasting and fruitful and is sustainable. That's something that narcissists just don't have. They live in misery. So blessings to you. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, comment on the video, share the video, and watch a commercial once in a while. It just really helps. And if you can't watch a whole commercial that's like crazy long, well, let it run for 30 seconds at least. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I will see you next week.